Alright, we're back with another video. Today, we're going to be looking at something that is not part of the Black Series line, finally, because we've been doing a lot of those. We're going to be looking at something from Marvel Legends. Um, this one I did have. I have two Marvel Legends figures that I do have that I have not reviewed yet. Um, I'm trying to find other things to review. I really want to find the next, uh, of the Godzilla line of Playmates figures, the Warbat. And maybe if the other ones are interesting, possibly, but I just might record like looking at them in the store, because I really don't want to pay like something that's the same thing that as what I've got. I don't need Godzilla with like a different color, and I don't need Kong with like a closed mouth instead of an open one. But today we're gonna be looking at the Marvel Legends Wolverine. There we go. Nice. Um, this one I do think it's like from Origins, which honestly, say what you want about the film, that is honestly, in my opinion, a pretty good. I mean, it's not really the best. It's definitely not the best, especially what they did with Deadpool. But it was my first time ever watching an X-Men film, and it was my first time seeing Hugh Jackman as the Wolverine. So it definitely kind of does have a nice little spot and made me love the Wolverine so much more. But I think this one's from Origins, I do believe, and it looks very nice. I do like it. It's in this like kind of newer box, which I don't believe we've looked at before. Like you got some of the other Marvel Legends, and I think the other one was the Logan one we did, but I'm not taking that thing out. Um, but this one is in like one of the newer boxes, which is pretty much kind of exclusive for the X-Men, I think, because I've only seen like the X-Men, like Mystique, Mysterio, not Mysterio, Mystique. Um, there was like a couple other ones like Charles Xavier and Magneto. Like all those characters are have kind of like this box design, which is unique to them. And this one I got because it was on sale and nobody really wanted it, but it's a very nice box. You got Marvel Legends up here. Kind of standard stuff. You got your warning stuff. You got the little X here. You got the Wolverine Hasbro there. You got a cool, back this up a bit, a cool side view of the Wolverine right there, which I love that kind of picture. And you can see it a lot better in the back. I think this looks amazing. Um, there's no writing on it, kind of like the Black Series or any of the other Marvel Legends, so that's pretty cool. It's kind of just that. So if you do like, don't have enough space and you can't really keep the box, but you kind of want to, usually just kind of cut this out and put it in the back of it, because honestly, just that alone is pretty dope. Um, Not too much else to really say about the box, but the box is very nice. So let's just pop open the figure if I can. Just, oh crap. There we go. Slide the figure out of there. I'd also like to know what your thoughts on X-Men Origins Wolverine. I know that they were, I believe, going to do a Magneto one, which wouldn't have made any sense, because we kind of do know like his origin story. Like it's pretty much been thrown out there like every single other X-Men movie. But yeah, and there we go. I'll stand him up in a bit. So here's the figure all stood up with his accessories. He has 3 accessories, definitely. Yeah. But the figure itself, let's just take a look at the figure. Get your head out of frame. Looks great. I really do love this figure and the head sculpt on this figure. This one is kind of like more of his mad screaming face, which does look really cool. I don't know. To me personally, it doesn't really look like Hugh Jackman that much. I don't know. It's probably just me, but it just doesn't really look like him that much. He's also got kind of like this kind of button-up shirt here. Pretty cool. Which very nicely painted. You can see like his shirt on the other side, and also his chest kind of right there. The jacket looks great. I love the painting. I love all these dirt marks on the jacket. I think all that looks just amazing. I love the jacket. It's very nice. This is a separate piece from the actual arms. If I mean, you probably knew that already, but it's pretty cool. You also got some little details here. You got like his belt, um, which pretty much does go all the way around. You got more of his shirt back there, but it doesn't have like the print, the pattern as it did on the front. You got some like dirt stains on his pants as well. His pants are nicely made as well, along with all this little dirt marks. And his boots are pretty much plain, but they are very nice. Um, the figure is definitely very nicely painted. I think just this face alone makes it look a little weird. It doesn't look like Hugh Jackman, to be honest, just in my opinion. Um, I don't know why. It just really doesn't. But the other face pretty much does, and we're going to look at his accessories real quick. I mean, we might as well just start off with like the claws. The claw hands are definitely very nice. They don't have any of the like the bloody ones like the Logan set had, but they are definitely very nice. They're nice and shiny. They are just very nicely sculpted. They are made of like kind of a rubber, so they're not really sharp and they're not really plasticky, but that is kind of a good thing because it kind of makes it to where it's not going to be that hard to break them. They're probably still very breakable, um, but probably not as much. The same with the other hand as well. He's also got two other hands, which are normal hands. They pretty much just don't have the claw thing or like his claws on these hands. Very nicely sculpted though. It comes with two of them, of course. Um, Very nice. And he also has the head, the new head, which does look so much more like Hugh Jackman, in my opinion, than the Screaming one. I mean, the Screaming one does kind of. I don't know. It's just probably just me. But this one does look like Hugh Jackman a lot more. The hair is very nicely sculpted on both heads, along with the beard as well, and just the face is pretty nicely sculpted as well. Um, there's not really too much to really say, but a very nice figure indeed. And popping on and off his accessories are pretty easy. I mean, you pretty much just gotta like pull up, and then it pops right off, and then you grab the other arm here, just kind of put it in the hole, and then just push. It's not hard to get off. It's very easy. Um, Very nice indeed. The head is probably the same way. You just pop it off, and it's on a nice little ball joint there, and you just pop it back on very nicely, and very simple to put on, but that does look like a pretty good look, to be honest. Articulation is pretty good as well. um it's not really the best, I don't think. I haven't really moved the figure that much, but the head is very nice. He's got a nice little ball joint, as we do see, which gives him nice range of posability going up, down, some side to side here and there. The arm can pretty much go out that far. It does have a little twist here. There's also a double bend at the elbow, which you can kind of have him in like a claw pose if you wanted. If he had his claw, his, you know. But it is a nice double bend. And you also have some movability at the wrist, and the wrist can go up and down as well. And that's pretty nice. The waist is on a nice little swivel, so you can get some range, and it also has a nice little crunch as well. Give them like a little hunchback or something. The legs can pretty much spread pretty far. It is also on a ball joint. You also have, I believe, some leg. Yeah, there we go. You can twist the leg pretty much like that. There is a double joint at the knee, which makes them go back that far. The leg can pretty much just go back that far, but it can go forward this far, which is pretty nice. The foot goes up and down, and there is a, I believe, it is there a pivot? There's not really a pivot with this figure. I mean, it's kind of just like a, eh. I think that's pretty much as good as you're gonna get with the figure. So it kind of sucks that he doesn't have a lot of uh, pivot, because if he's on a stance like this, his foot kind of does raise up a bit. But honestly, it's not as noticeable with this figure. But it is definitely very nice to have some pivot at the leg, so you can get characters in a very unique kind of pose, you know. Because if you have him in a, because if you like have him in a stance like this, you can see like his foot, he's standing, but his foot just doesn't really meet the ground that much, and it just doesn't really look right. While on the other hand, if you do have a pivot, you kind of have this nice little range of posability, which if you do spread the legs, the feet stay pretty flat to the ground, which looks very nice, like the Captain Rex that I reviewed in the last review. And I finally found a pretty good pose for him, and I think that definitely is very nice for the figure. He doesn't really stand up too well, so if you kind of just like, I don't know, prop him up against that, I that's pretty much fine. Also, here's just a random look at my Star Wars stuff right here. I don't know why you want to see that, but pretty cool. Yeah, and there we go. He kind of fell. There's my Marvel Legends up there, but you don't really need to see any of that. But anyways, with the lack of, pivot, it's not too bad. The figure does stand up pretty well on his own. Very nice. I do really like that. The detailing on the figure is very nice, and I am very happy to have this figure because it is definitely a very decent figure. The sculpting, the painting, the face prints do look very nice. This one just kind of looks off to me, just for some reason. I don't know why. It probably doesn't to you guys, but it kind of does to me. But this face is definitely like the best face to have, in my opinion. But the figure definitely is very nice. I love the painting. The hands are very nicely sculpted. All of it just looks very nice. So it is a very solid figure to get. And I did get them on sale as well. So that was kind of a bonus to get them half price for a pretty nice figure. But honestly, it would have been kind of cool to like see another figure to go with them, like the Sabretooth that was in X-Men Origins Wolverine. I forgot who played Sabretooth in that film, but I really do like the actor, and he did pretty good as Sabretooth. He was probably like my favorite part of the movie, along with the Wolverine, of course. But it'd be kind of cool to see a figure of him, and you can have those two side by side. But other than that, there's not really too much else. But the figure, very nice figure. Love, pretty much really do like this figure. Um, there's not too much, a lot of flaws. Like the painting looks very nice. I think it's just the head sculpt and just kind of like the lack of pivot that's kind of bothering me, really. But other than that, the rest of the figure is pretty good. So if you do find this figure, you should definitely pick it up because it is a very decent figure. But I do think that's going to be it for this video. The figure is very nice, and I think that's all for this review, really. But thank you guys so much for watching. The minis have not come in yet, but they will. They're probably going to be a couple months before they do. It'd be kind of cool if I got them today. That would have been like the best surprise ever, and I would just be like opening those guys up and comparing them all and seeing them all together would be so cool. But I cannot wait to get those figures. So right now, I'm just kind of throwing out reviews right now because I do have some stuff that I can review, and I think it's gonna be dope. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and we'll see if it's something different, I guess. So see you guys next time.